Hey, you're watching The Cheap Audio Man. Here at The Cheap Audio Man, we talk about high-value hi-fi home theater and headphone equipment. And today, are we talking about my new favorite cartridge? Yes, we are. My new favorite cartridge, the Goldring. Goldring E3. So, sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the Goldring. Not a motorcycle, probably because I'm wearing Goldring E3. Today's sponsor, Sith Audio. Hold on. Audiophile. Duster things for your dusty equipment. Each dusting elimination system comes with, this is really poor, comes with a yellowish carrot colored handle that with very poor finishing at the end here. And then this white thing, and then you stick that in there and you dust it around. But we all know how dusty our audiophile equipment gets. That's why you don't want to use just any old dusting system. You want to use an audiophile rated dusting system. Sith Audio audiophile dusting system. This actually, no jokes aside, has to be the crappiest duster. This is a great value from a Walmart brand. 360 dust kit. Well, we're gonna see if it works. $99.99. Available on sithaudio.com. The Goldring E3. So this is gonna be very hard to keep in focus. I'm gonna try to do it though. Is a well, it's a cartridge. All right, so I have this mounted to a Fluence head shell. Same kind of head shell I think Audio-Technica makes. So it's the bayonet style head shell. Here's one of the cool things about this cartridge. It comes, I know you can't see it, and I'm not taking it back off because I just, balanced it. It comes with threaded inserts in here. So the actual housing of the actual cartridge has threaded inserts, which means you don't have to take one of these, boop, boop, tweezers, and then hold the little tiny bolts and then drop them anyway. I'm sure there's some special tool that one can use that will hold the little bolts when you're changing out the nuts, when you're changing out a cartridge. I'll tell you this though, I've changed out a few. I don't change out a ton of cartridges, but I've changed out 6, maybe 10 cartridges, and a design like this makes it a snap. To change out your cartridge and to balance it out too, when you have the old protractor there. Oh, another thing is the design of this, and I'll try to show some pictures. The design of this, the front is very snubby nosy, so it's a straight line, which is very nice because some of my other cartridges, like this Audiophile Blue, well, they have a squared off front end. The sides kind of flare out. Now, the sides on this one also flare out, but it's a much wider flare. So the takeaway was the Goldring AE, jeepers. Goldring, let's do it 3 times. Goldring E3, Goldring E3, Goldring E3 was a lot easier to dial in than an Audiophile cartridge. And I think it's just because of the angles. So it was easier to see if I was slightly off with the Goldring E3 than it was with the Audiophile 2M Blue. Which, incidentally, the Audiophile 2M Blue, getting these model numbers mixed up, used to be my favorite cartridge. Still a great cartridge. Used to be. This one is my new favorite cartridge. Would you like to know why? So I used my trusty Fluence RT82. Which has been somewhat modified to be an RT85. The RT82 comes with an Audiophile 2M red cartridge, but fundamentally, the Fluence series of turntables, the RT82, 83, 84, and 85, are all the same turntable. The only difference is the cartridge that is spec'd out with a table. And in the RT85's case, you also get an acrylic platter. In any regard, I love this turntable. 2 speeds right here, electronic speed control. Also has an auto stop feature, which means when you get up, because you're distracted by the kids or whatever, the record will end up stopping at the end. Thank you so much for watching. I am humbled every day that people watch my videos. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Over 480 videos on turntables, DACs, amps, headphones, a whole bunch of things. It's a lot of fun. You can always unsubscribe. Also, like this video, please. You can always take back your life. One of the best things about the Goldring E3, got it right the first time. They're established in 1906. 1906. Been making cartridges for a long time. Maybe they were making boots back then. I don't know. Probably should do some research on Goldring. Anyhow, one of the things that I like about it the most is the price. Right now it's $165 for the entire cartridge. Not just for the stylus, but for the whole cartridge. And that is a great price. The Audiophile 2M Blue comes in, it used to come in around $200. It comes in around $226. So I didn't really have a great cartridge to recommend outside of the Nagaoka MP110 that was kind of in the sub $200 price range. And even that one's gone up quite a bit. That's this one. You can also get this one spec'd on an RT85N. N stands for Nagaoka. I was excited about the price point, and when I plugged it up, it doesn't sound right. When I connected it to the turntable and turned on a record, I was instantly excited because the sound was very punchy, very lively, and very detailed. So much so that I'm like, man, does this sound exactly like the Audiophile 2M Blue? Since the Fluence has a removable head shell, it was a snap to compare these two cartridges. Now, I didn't even look at whether or not they have the same output. Oh, by the way, I also had them running through a $75, $70 Fozzy Audio little tube Phono preamp. So I don't care what people say about the Phono stage. I also listened to these on the Sony SSCS5s. Not expensive speakers, not an expensive Phono preamp. Still heard a difference. And these Phono cartridges are fairly affordable. And then the turntable itself, although mine was an RT83, which was $350, you could get the RT82 and then switch out the cartridges anyway, because you cannot spec the Goldring E3 with any Fluence turntables. So if you're interested in this cartridge, just get the RT82 if you're looking at Fluence, because that's going to be the cheapest turntable, and it's all the same if you're taking the cartridge off anyway. Most of my listening was done. Good old Metallica, the Metallica Black Album, remastered. From last September they released it. I wore this thing out on tape. Anyway, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I know this record probably better than any other record. I listened to The God That Failed, which was it? I listened to one whole side a bunch of different times. Okay, so I listened to side 4. The God That Failed, My Friend of Misery, and The Struggle Within. Struggle Within! Such a good record. I also listened to, I guess, the first side, because Through the Never, Nothing Else Matters, and Of Wolf and Man. The thing that jumped out at me right away with the Goldring E3, my phone is buzzing. I'm trying to charge it, but it just keeps buzzing. This thing is pretty dynamic and sparkly. And if you know me at all, I like a dynamic, I like a punchy, I like an active sound signature, whether it be from speakers, amps, cartridges, whatever it is. I like something to be lively on top and on the bottom. I guess people could probably say I like a U-curved type of a speaker. I don't know if I do. As long as there's a little bit of oomph on the bottom and a little bit on the top, I don't care if the mid-range is flat or whatever. This kind of gave me that vibe. Now, when I compared it directly to the 2M Blue, and it's not like I can A-B these because I don't have two turntables and a microphone. Anyway, I do have a microphone. I don't, however, have two turntables. Actually, I do. I do have two turntables, okay? But only one of them has removed... Okay, the Beastie Boys joke aside, I just listened to this on one turntable and switched out the cartridges. So I was not doing a boom-boom A-B comparison. What I did take away from this is the 2M Blue had more detail on top. But the 2M Blue had a little bit more sibilance. And it wasn't as thick on the bottom end. Here's kind of a good descriptor. The 2M Blue is going to be the most detailed and probably the cleanest. You're going to hear a lot of the music, and balanced. So it's going to be clean. There's still bass there. It's still good, but it's more of a balanced. Then it would be the Goldring E3, kind of in the middle. And then it would be the Nagaoka MP110. So if we're looking at sparkly to warm, it would be Audiophile 2M Blue, Goldring E3, and then the Nagaoka MP110. So this is going to be the warmest out of the bunch, not as exciting. The E3 is going to be kind of the fun cartridge right in the middle. So poppy on the bottom, sparkly on the top. Not quite as detailed as the Audiophile 2M Blue. However, it has a bigger soundstage. It has a very wide and open soundstage compared to the 2M Blue. Now, I didn't have this one, the Nagaoka MP110, mounted, so I don't have 3 head shells. I only have 2 head shells. So I couldn't compare them directly with each other. But I know what this one sounds like. I don't remember how big the soundstage is. It's kind of hard to tell soundstage unless you're comparing one thing to the other and you can say, yeah, this one's bigger or it's not as big. In any regard, the E3 by Goldring does a fantastic job. And I think unless one knows exactly what type of sound signature they're going for, it makes sense to me that the Goldring E3 could be your first major upgrade on a turntable, because the sound signature on this is fun, it's engaging. Personally, I don't know who wouldn't like this type of sound signature, because if you're upgrading, chances are you're not gonna, oh well, this one doesn't sound quite as balanced as the Audiophile 2M Blue. If you're just upgrading to kind of, I'm gonna say a big boy cartridge, but something a little bit better, please consider the Goldring E3, because this thing is so much fun. It's so engaging. It sucked me in. I was so glad that I got this out and did the review, because I haven't listened to vinyl a lot lately. I've just been doing other stuff, and it was a joy, and I really just had a ball listening to this, and I'm going to buy it because I really like this thing. I really like this thing. I will link it. I was on Amazon yesterday and there was one available. So I will reach out to Goldring and find out where they have this in stock, and I will link that in the description. So if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night we have Patreon-only Zooms. We have a Patreon-only Facebook group, Discord group. We do patron giveaways. It's a patron party. You can also use the affiliate links in the description. It doesn't cost you any more if you buy something, but if you do, I get a commission if you use my links. You can sign up for Amazon Music or Tidal. Links in the description. You can sign up, get free trials. Even if you quit, I get a couple of bucks. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Go get yourself, please, a Goldring E3 phono cartridge and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.